Sarah, who do you think you are to help guide a bunch of women? And I used to do really intense workouts and I got a lot more clarity on what I was experiencing earlier. Good morning from me and my little kitty. Are you such a good girl? I don't know if this is a girl or a boy, honestly. Her nickname now is Kiki because that's what I've been calling her. She's eating her plate of food. I need to show y'all the garden. Look how good it is doing. Ignore these trellises. Look at that tomato plant. That one's sprouting a bunch. These little cucumbers are. I'm very proud of it. So I have a workout that I need to leave for in like 10 minutes. That class was so good and I feel amazing. I feel like energized and lifted up. And I either leave workouts, one, feeling super calm and regulated, or two, feeling energized. I used to do really intense workouts like Barry style, like a lot of HIIT style workouts. And I went from being like super intense to going to the complete other side of the pendulum of being like yoga, slow flow, Pilates. And then now I feel like I'm finally finding my middle ground again where I'm doing both. And I'm finding classes and instructors that I truly align with and I can connect with on a form level, on a class style level, and it is so nice. I'm currently getting ready to go lead a breathwork journey. I have, I think, 15 people tonight. Today's been kind of a funky day. I definitely overexerted myself Friday and Saturday by just doing a lot of things. So majority of today, I literally have just rested and I feel a little funky. I don't know why. I know the second we sit down to have a conversation about breathwork, I'll be back in my groove. But right now, I feel kind of stressed out, getting prepped and ready to go. I already have everything ready. I think it's just like the mental weight of knowing I'm about to hold a space for a bunch of people feels like a lot right now, but when I do it, it feels so natural. So I don't know what that is in my psyche. Maybe it's just getting more practice under my belt help, or if it's something else energetically, I'm not sure. I'm actually leaving a little bit early because I'm going to do my own personal breathwork practice before I even walk in the doors, and I gave myself 36 minutes to do that. So I will be fully and energetically and spiritually prepped and ready to go. I'm technically an hour early, but just 35 minutes early before I go inside to start prepping. I am about to do my own little breath work to center myself and be really present, because one of the things I've noticed as being a facilitator and being facilitated on by other people is the facilitator's presence dictates the journey. If they are off in Wonderland, kind of doing their own thing, kind of feeling into themselves the whole time, it can distract you from dropping into yourself. The more present someone else is in their body, the more of an invitation there is for you to drop into your own. That's kind of the gist of what that was. So I'm gonna drop in to my body and get really connected. So we have the mat set up. I need to add some more, and that is where I will be.
Back down, still breathing into that hand on your chest and letting it go. Check that mirror as it falls away.
Alrighty, it is done. I got such good feedback from everyone, and honestly, everyone's experience was tea. It was so good. Specifically, I had this older woman come take my breathwork journey, and she told me, she goes, "You will not believe, I just got back from Costa Rica. I did 3 nights of ayahuasca, and I had a more powerful experience in this breathwork than I did 3 of those nights." And I was like, oh my goodness. She was like, "You are so amazing. When is the next one?" I'm so excited, and my heart was so full. Because let me tell you, earlier today, I felt so, what's the right word? Overwhelmed. I felt like I didn't want to lead the breathwork journey. Like, oh, I wish I could sub this out, but no one else at my studio teaches breathwork. It's only me. And I was having limiting beliefs and very unhealthy thoughts start to come through, like, Sarah, you're not capable. Sarah, who do you think you are to help guide a bunch of women and men into this experience? And it took me back. I'm not gonna lie, it set me back a little bit. And then after hearing everyone's experience afterwards and them sharing with me just what came through for them, their inner guidance, their traumatic stories that now don't bind them and hold them so tight, is so refreshing and just like the medicine I needed for myself. So I'm forever grateful to be able to facilitate practices like this. It's such a gift. I cannot wait until my full-time job is leading breathwork. I cannot wait. I know it's around the corner, and I know there's gonna be a lot more resistance and a lot more limiting beliefs and a lot more things that I'm gonna have to work through to get there. But after an experience like that, where everyone's like, when's the next one? I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, that was so powerful. This came up, this started to process. I was not expecting that. I'm like, it brings me joy and like excites me again for life. And I'm like, and it also inspires me to be more structured and tap in more in my own daily practices and my own deep therapeutic breathwork journeys and hold myself accountable so that I do have the capability to hold a room of 15 people and guide them through a breathwork journey. Okay, I am going to go ahead and close up the studio, but wow, I'm proud of myself for not chickening out, because I could have been like, I'm sick, last minute. Of course, I would never do that, but the thought still happened, okay? I'm currently turning the heat back on because in the morning here, there's heated classes. So I gotta turn the heat up. Heat, perfect. All right, wow, let's go touch some grass. I just walked outside and there is a storm brewing. Did y'all just hear that thunder? Ooh, wait, I'm excited. Let me touch some grass first, hold on. Touch. There we go. That's all I'm gonna do before I get in the car because, oh, it's probably gonna start pouring in any second. Call me crazy, but last time I led a breathwork journey, I came outside and there was a rainbow. I'm going to pick up some Thai food for dinner and look what is outside the restaurant. Do you see that? That is a rainbow. That is totally a rainbow. So I got pad thai and rangoons, but I sent my friend a voice memo and I got a lot more clarity on what I was experiencing earlier. And the bulk of it was I felt like, who am I to lead a group of people through the experience? Am I even capable of doing it? Specifically because I had a significant amount of older people take that breathwork journey. And I've always had like a connection to older people. I don't know what it is, if I'm an old soul or they're a young soul or what it is, but I would say everyone in my life is significantly older than me in some way, shape, or form, whether it be my best friends, my siblings, my Pilates clients. It's just something that like naturally gravitates towards me. I don't know why, but I was having overwhelming limiting beliefs today, and I know it is something I need to work on because after hearing everyone's feedback, who am I not to lead these breathwork journeys? Who am I not to show up and be of service to people? Because that breathwork journey was the medicine they needed for their own life. And I had such cool conversations afterwards where one woman who has taken my breathwork journeys now 3 times had told me that I feel like her relationship to God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it, has been strengthening, and she is starting to understand that anytime she starts to go on like a little detour in life, she is naturally redirected back onto the path she's meant to be. And now she's starting to understand that those little detours were important for her to learn some type of lesson through the process. Her recovery time from going off track to getting back on track is getting so much quicker. And that was inspiring to hear because I personally experienced that quite some time. I'm the queen of side streams and side quests. I love a side quest, even when it's not good for me. And I learn things the hard way. And I laugh when I say that because I don't know if it's because I'm a kinesthetic learner and I learn things through the body, but man, I learn things, but sometimes it kicks my butt. Y'all, the sunset keeps getting prettier and prettier. On days I lead breathwork, I try to stay and eat very clean and stay clear. So then afterward, I grub hard, hence me shoving my face with rangoons. I'm gonna go home because I don't have any utensils for my pad thai. And that's what I'm really hungry for. So I'll see you in a little bit. I'm eating my food. But there's one more thing I forgot to tell you. And that was this. There was a woman who took my first breathwork journey I ever led at O2, which was probably now 2 years ago, like 2022
2 years, no, like a year and a half ago. I don't know, it was 2024-ish. And I haven't seen her since. And I remember that breathwork journey so clearly. I was so nervous. There were only 4 people that signed up for that one, and only 3 showed up, and she was one of the 3. And she came up to me at the end and she told me, she's like, I am so proud of you, because from your first breathwork journey that I took to this one, I can tell you have not only been practicing, but you are dialed in. She made a comment how she can tell when someone embodies what they preach because they truly mean and believe everything they say. And that is something she complimented me on. She said, everything you told us, I could tell you truly believed because you have embodied whatever you were speaking to. And I was taken back again. I was like, boom, shot to the heart, boom, shot to the heart, boom, boom, shot to the heart. Because all the limiting beliefs and all of the fears and doubts I had prior literally got washed away by everyone's comments at the end of it. It was so cool. And it's really cool. It's really cool because what I've realized is I respond really well to compliments. I don't know if it's because I have learned to get it through work in the sense of teaching classes where everyone's like, oh my gosh, that was so great. And every now and then I'll get someone who'll be like, I hated it. And I'm like, ooh, I'm sorry. But when people come up to me and tell me that like something I did was impactful for them, whether it be just like a short little breathwork sequence at the end of a Pilates class or something bigger like a breathwork journey, it hits a little freaking zing in my brain where I feel like I am doing the right thing. I'm in the right place at the right time. And this is a part of the path. Okay, now I'm gonna eat my food and go to bed. I love you.